Today on Dude Soup, we discuss the future of Stanley's online legacy. I'm your host, Sam Antics. Roll it, Omar.
Really good, Sam. That was really well done.
Yeah. You've never done this before?
That means a lot to me coming from you. Thank you.
Okay. It's a long intro.
We don't often let guests introduce the show. This is kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Well, technically I'm a guest host today. But yeah, for those of you joining that are not familiar with me, hi. My name's Sam Antics. I'm a friend of James Williams. Close friend.
Very close friend.
Really?
Very close friend.
I'm joined today by Adam Kovic,
Hi. Hi, Sam.
Lauren Sontag,
Hello.
and of course, James Willems.
Hi, Sam.
Hi,
Pound
James.
it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
No, thank you for having us.
Thanks. It's not for the whole. It's not for the whole show. It's just a special moment.
Well, you're very busy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am.
You're very busy, so
Thank
we
you, I
appreciate
am.
you stopping by. You were going to be a guest on this show, and then we were like, what if you hosted or did like an intro because you're so good at it?
Yeah, and I'm very sexy.
Well,
Not our words. We didn't say that.
you've said it before.
It's a safe workspace, so we don't say that unless it's to the same gender, typically,
Generally.
generally, and only to people who look like us.
Let me ask you a question.
The mirror. I'm talking about the mirror.
Do you have any Muppet friends?
Are you asking me or all of us?
I've talked to people who are Muppets online, and they've given me a very reliable account of their life and their times. So I feel like I won't say I understand the experience, but I've sought to understand it. I think we've all strived for Muppet diversity in our workplace. You know, it's never where we want it to be, but we're trying day after day.
I was verbally assaulted by a Muppet as a child growing up. I guess technically it was a puppet Muppet. I don't know what the real difference is, but this one was in Excalibur in Las Vegas.
Okay, that's all the time we have for that question.
Stabbed me in the neck.
James, could you tell us who our wonderful sponsors are?
Of
for
course,
this
I'd be
episode?
happy to do that, Sam. Today's
Thanks.
Dude Soup is brought to you by Stamps.com, who are offering our listeners a special 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale without any long-term commitment. Use code DUDESOUP. Sam, please, I'm trying to read these
Yeah,
out.
it's a little familial there.
And Candid, the company that's making orthodontic care convenient and affordable. You can head to candidco.com/dude to get 25% off the price of your modeling kit. And last but not least, Robinhood, an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission-free. Robinhood is giving listeners of Dude Soup a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help you build your portfolio. Sign up at dudesoup.robinhood.com.
Thanks, James.
No, thank you.
You're always there for me.
I am. I really am.
That's
It's been. Where have you been? Where have you
lot
been
of
up to,
touching, you
Sam?
guys.
Sam, what have you been up to? I feel
Oh
like I
my
haven't seen you for a
God.
while.
I went to Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Yeah, Party Gras, as I call it.
Uh-huh.
Man, you look fresh. You look great. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have guessed that you were
Thanks.
just partying.
Were you
like
were
crazy.
you getting beads or were you throwing beads or both?
A little bit of both. I did happen to get felt up.
Oh my God.
Did you happen to visit the graveyard? It's pretty famous for flooding and bodies coming up. From
Why
the
are you
graves.
always so doom and gloom?
No, it's very famous. They shot a whole thing from Easy Rider there. That's a big deal. It's a landmark. You
Did
fucking
anyone-
puppet.
It's a Muppet, and please don't use that
Muppet.
language against
Sorry.
him.
Thank you.
Did anyone get too handsy with you?
Yeah, everybody was just sticking them in me
Oh
the
my
whole
gosh!
time.
Wow. That's rough.
Got to work on these setups.
hell of a party?
But how's everyone today?
Okay.
Yeah. I hate
Yeah.
it when I'm late in the night after a few drinks and I just get really cottony mouth. You know.
Yeah.
Have you been to Mardi Gras?
No, I have been to New Orleans though, and there's something about absinthe that just makes your mouth all like
Yeah. Dries out.
yeah.
You and Elise
fabric.
went. I remember. And didn't
did.
Elise like have to wear like a neck
Who?
brace?
Who went with you?
You remember
yeah.
Elise? She
Yeah,
pretends
I
like she
know
doesn't know
Elise.
Elise, but they're actually pretty close friends.
She's that small boy that James keeps around him.
Yeah, whatever.
Come on, Elise is nice. You don't think so?
I don't know.
What's your problem with Elise? She's one of our favorite people.
Too smart. Too beautiful.
Okay.
Pretty intimidating, yeah.
Quit describing yourself, Sam.
Oh, thanks, James. Thank you.
Okay, so that's
Found it.
okay. Weird energy there. That's okay.
No, what are we talking about on the show today, Sam?
Well, we're going to be talking a little bit about Stanley,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
Some
Muppet.
other fun stuff. I unfortunately, I need to I need to go.
You got to head out already? Has it already
Yeah,
been?
this is just a short guest appearance.
Just a short
I can,
guest appearance?
I can feel some negative energy toward me from across the table.
You sure
Whoa,
that's not just
guys.
you sure that's not a cramp?
You're funny.
We
You're
were
a
lucky.
funny
Looking.
one.
We were lucky to be able to have you on the show for this amount of time. I know you got a
yeah.
lot going on.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're
Thank
Clearly
you.
dressed for a very important meeting. We typically are a little casual on the show, but you look good.
Yeah, you look
you.
very good for the show.
Got some Hollywood pitches
Well,
later.
you know,
today?
we got to get Sam some merch. Sam, would you want some Funhaus
Oh
merch?
yeah,
before you left?
absolutely.
Okay, we'll make sure.
I take an extra boys husky.
Extra boys, extra.
Okay.
How many was that? Extra. I think
It was
5 or
8,
6 extras.
yeah.
Omar, can we make sure Sam gets some merch?
We'll do.
Cool.
Thank
Okay,
you. Thank
cool.
you.
Well, if you leave now, you can catch your bus.
Well, yeah. Oh, how do you know I take bus?
It's a-
Everyone does. It's Los Angeles.
True.
Los Angeles.
The city of bus.
Have you ever tried one of those the scooters, Sam?
Like a Big Bird scooter?
No, like the electric scooters that are around town.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just
I
pedal
have.
with your feet and then just kick yourself along the ground with your long feet.
Until it
Legs.
beeps at you.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's working.
Yeah.
I don't have feet though.
What, really?
Oh.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm all legs. Sexy. Well, I gotta go.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
But Adam, I think
Yeah.
you're gonna do a little ad read for us.
Oh yeah, it's already been.
It's like smokescreen.
Oh okay.
But
well,
thank you for having me.
No,
Oh,
thank
no
you for
worries.
coming by,
All right.
Sam. Great
Always
job
a
on the
treasure.
intro.
whoa!
We
Don't
really
run too
appreciate
fast.
it.
We'll
If you
see
see Elise out there, can you tell her that because we'll have a free spot? I don't know.
I guess I can.
All right.
All right. Well,
Remember, when they go low, we go high. Bye, Sam.
bye. Don't hurt yourself. This episode of Dude Soup is brought to you by Robinhood. Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission free. While other brokerages charge up to $10 for every trade, Robinhood doesn't charge any commission fees, so you can trade stocks and keep all of your profits. Plus, there is no account minimum deposit needed to get started, so you can start investing at any level. The simple, intuitive design of Robinhood makes investing easy for newcomers, and experts alike. View easy to understand charts and market data and place a trade in just 4 taps on your smartphone. This is seamless. You can also view stock collections such as 100 most popular. With Robinhood, you can learn how to invest in the market as you build your portfolio. Discover new stocks, track your favorite companies, and get custom notifications for price movement so you never miss the right moment to invest. Robinhood is giving listeners of Dude Soup a free stock for things like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help you build your portfolio. So you can sign up at dudesoup.robinhood.com. Once again, that is dudesoup.robinhood.com. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Whoa, hey!
Oh, hi, where'd you come from?
Hey guys, thank you for that beautiful read, Adam.
Was it beautiful?
It was.
very beautiful.
Okay.
See Sam on your way out.
No? Did you?
Yeah, I saw her. Did you see her?
Yeah, she was here on the show. She guest hosted. You were supposed to be hosting the show, but you were late, so Sam came in and took over.
Adam, there's something going on here.
What?
There's just there's weird clouds going on.
Well, thank you all for joining me today on Dude Soup. I'm sorry I had to start that way.
Join Sam.
I mean, she was fine.
That was fine. That was a good guess.
Sorry.
I think it's always good to have a guest host on.
Yeah, well,
Mix it up a little
Maybe
That
bit.
was
not
the
always.
first guest host we've ever had and will ever have.
maybe not always. But did she talk about the Stanley news?
She mentioned it. Yeah,
mentioned it.
Came up.
Is it news or is it just sadness?
What do you want to talk about?
I mean, I want to talk about, Adam actually brought this to my attention, that Stanley's Twitter account is still active after
Like a criminal.
after his
They
death.
buried him with his phone, so I don't understand what the problem is.
Still active after his death. Pop Entertainment, I think, is the company that
Bam.
Is it
Pow
Pow.
Entertainment,
Pow Entertainment.
still has control of his social media accounts and is posthumously tweeting from them.
It was weird to see. I remember seeing it. I was like, oh, Stanley's saying okay to Captain Marvel. Wait. Hold on.
So are people upset about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a big
Really?
backlash from the public. Well,
Normal.
they're making
yeah.
tweets. They're making tweets honoring his legacy, but then some of them the tweets are kind of broaching into ad territory, which Omar will when he can bring up the tweet in question to show you all.
Nice,
But
buddy.
Yeah.
there was a tweet promoting the Captain Marvel red carpet.
Yeah, I remember that.
It just kind of didn't feel very tasteful.
Were these sorts of tweets not made while he was still alive?
I mean, they were still being.
That's
because
the thing.
Because his assistant was using his phone, but it's just sort of in poor taste.
I mean, but there were points when he was a living human being who was probably asleep at 4 p.m.
Sure.
just because he's old. And then someone was like, all right, well, Black Panther's coming out.
Sure.
So I'm going to tweet that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, there's probably no difference.
Alana
I know.
reply?
Yeah,
Scroll down just a little bit if you can.
Yeah, she gave it a yike.
Oh, one yike. Yeah. I get it. Like,
Did people think, I guess the question is, did people think Stanley was sitting at his computer reacting and replying through his Twitter account? Because he probably wasn't for a very
Some people
long
did.
time.
It was like when Ben Affleck tweeted me, and I knew he didn't.
I think
It was Casey.
I mean, it's whatever assistant is running his Twitter account because he has a small entourage of people who handle all that stuff because all the celebrities are either too old, not interested, or busy.
Does anyone know if before it, because I noticed it says powered by POW
Yes, so I'll
Entertainment.
explain. POW Entertainment is a company founded by Stanley, and they had control of his social media accounts. There was actually controversy about his Twitter before because he had a really sketchy advisor, Kia Morgan. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, but he was this dude that kind of like ingratiated himself into Stanley's life. And in August of 2018, a judge actually filed a restraining order against him, ordered one that he stay away from like Stanley's accounts and business and
so
family.
he's like kind of controlling and encroaching on Stanley's
So
autonomy.
that guy was commandeering it and manipulating it, but then it eventually went back to POW Entertainment. So it wasn't like Stanley himself was tweeting before, but I think a lot of people just think that this is in poor taste. To like, you can honor his life, and I guess tangentially this does honor his life and legacy.
I mean, also,
when the movie opened, it had that Stanley montage instead of like clips of all the movies, and it said like "Thank you, Stanley," and people in the audience went "Yeah" and like clapped. That's tasteful, I guess, but if he were still alive, I'm sure he would have agreed with this. And
here's the thing.
Adam doesn't think
I don't know his family, but I assume there is some sort of trust in place such that Stanley, the brand, can continue making money,
Brandly.
and that money can continue being distributed to the people he wants that money to get after his death. Like in most situations, that's what you like. You create something that then can provide for those who come after you. I mean, it doesn't always go to who you want, but like that's generally the process. That's the purpose of like wills and trusts and all sorts of things like that.
Is there a different way of doing it though? Like, is there a way to maybe phrase this tweet around the impact Stan Lee had on comic books? And it's more
as
of a,
we watch the red carpet, we remember Stanley's legacy. Blah blah blah. Something like that,
we wouldn't be here without Stan. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like,
For me, Stanley hasn't been a human being for 2 decades, and I'm not saying that to be an asshole. He's been a brand.
Yeah.
Like he didn't write anything, and like he was just kind of used as a prop in all of those movies to acknowledge what he had done, his legacy.
Right.
You're gonna
at
get
that point.
absolutely torn apart.
I'm
Like,
not
if you go through the
America's
responses
grandpa.
to
I'm not
this-
shitting on Stan
He's like,
Lee's
"Colonel
work.
Sanders, how dare you?"
I'm just saying, like, he's been a brand for a really long time. Like, he would do these like YouTube videos, which were clearly these staged things where he'd be like, talking about all kinds of stuff because he was brandifying himself. Because at a certain point, you will die.
So would
And
you be
then the
willing?
only thing left behind is this brand that you've left. And if you want to continue making money in death for the people that come after you, this is kind of how you do it.
Do you think you're a brand? Like, you got the James Angel and
You
you
already
have the
talked about
demo
his funeral.
disc.
No,
Yeah.
I've talked about my funeral numerous times. But
So-
I just think, I think that like, it's the same with The Rock. Like, if The Rock died and his social media account continued going and continued promoting all of the projects that he continues to be a
Jumanji
part
3.
of. Like, Michael Jackson's a bad example now, but like, Michael Jackson probably has a Twitter.
does he?
He like
Can we put it in jail?
I'm just saying like if Michael Jackson were around when Twitter was going and he built a huge Twitter following, then he would die and then there would continue to be a Michael Jackson Twitter account promoting all of this shit.
Oh, boy.
Like a Tupac Twitter, like all of these things would
That's not
continue
official,
going.
Omar.
The Mike official
That is-
official Twitter page.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get the emotional reaction to it, And this is always that like tear down of the facade where you realize that everything that you like outside of your immediate personal bubble is just manufactured and packaged. So you might have thought that you were following Stanley and that he would like sit down and put a little Afghan over his knees and tweet out to all of his fans, but it was a company managing that.
I follow Conan O'Brien on social media, and I'm like, those are his people.
Yeah,
Sure.
definitely
Maybe
has comedy
maybe
writers
he
cranking
weighs
out
in
tweets.
sometimes to some of like the jokes that get tweeted, but when it's sort of like pictures and stuff, I'm like, oh, that's his team tweeting
back
those.
to
sure.
James's point about how Stanley has been a brand for the last 20 years or whatever. I always thought he deserved that because of the legacy he built at Marvel and how he was time over time dicked over and forgotten and buried.
over.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah,
It's a
Yeah.
comics joke.
And it was like the poor guy worked his ass off on all these things and made almost no money, went bankrupt multiple times and all these other things. He's obviously very creative. And then once the movie started coming around, it was people being like, oh, we're paying our respect to him because so we're bringing him on. He's an EP now. He's going to get paid every time these things happen. And he was like, just tell me where to sign. You got it. And like he was just such a champion for these things where he's like, he was always really excited to see his properties go beyond comic books. He always talked about like a Doctor Strange video game being a thing. That was
He's like the opposite of Alan Moore.
exactly. Yeah. And he was just he's just a ray of sunshine. And,
Yeah.
you know, typically sometimes could be a very toxic environment. So I'm down for it. Like, sure. But I don't know what family member said, yeah, use grandpa's body on a stick to make me some money. Like there's
If it was
there's a classier way of doing
If it was
this.
like a CG Stanley afterwards, that would be jarring. This seems like the brand that is Stanley is promoting something that he's probably his trust is probably going to get a piece of.
I think we can objectively say though that it was a bit of a PR misstep, based purely
Yeah,
on the reaction. Somebody should have
absolutely.
been smart enough to think we need to like there has to be a transition plan to go from Stanley cold in the ground to us continuing to use this
To
account.
Walt Disney, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I think that you should still, it's not the real Stan Lee company or the Stan Lee, like, I think it's still the man the name is
But
attached
would
to
it have
this.
been better
You
if-
can just do it in a more tasteful way, a more tactful
Should
way.
the tweet say like Stanley would have loved this red carpet?
It could have. It probably should have.
That to me sounds way worse because
think-
they're not trying to acknowledge
Yeah.
the fact that he is
But
dead.
you have to. For a while.
I'll throw this plan out
clearly
there.
you do.
How about this? When you
People do.
pass,
Yeah.
they have to close the Twitter account.
It's never going to happen because
way,
it's
that's
worth
an
money.
asset, baby.
It's an asset.
I don't know. I think there's something where it's
That's like well, Stanley, Elvis lived in that house.
sure.
We should close it, and we should never let anyone in again. It's like no,
No,
we
I'm
sell
sa-
tickets, man.
I think maybe there's a
I want to go to Graceland.
it's this weird
crying and tearing their clothes.
it's this weird
Elvis,
period
come back.
where we're in where like things like Twitter and YouTube are seen as a service and not a business, and they are extensions of your personality. It is weird because it's sort of like you're right. It is a business, and that's what it's used for. But people see it as more than that. When they see at the real Stan Lee, someone's like, someone's reaction is, "Oh shit, ghost!" Like they think someone's typing from the dead.
Yeah, I know, but they're stupid for thinking that.
People
I mean,
are soft.
honestly, Stan Lee probably didn't open that Twitter account. Someone was like, "I got it for you," and he's like, "What's Twitter?"
He's like, we
You know,
burn
like-
the birds.
But is there maybe something you can do with a Twitter account where after someone passes or something like that, it does transform into a mausoleum or it becomes a museum or it's something of like it only can honor the history of this person or
Can you
whatever?
go to the description again? The description of the actual Twitter account, which I know no one's ever going to read.
Sure.
And take it, but to me that
Back
seems
to
like
Michael Jackson,
That seems
huh,
like that's
Omar?
where you would
Jackson.
put. That's where you would put your hey clarification. By the way, this is if you see this tweet, it's not a ghost.
Oh, it's working. Let's see.
I do think that there is a way to phrase this that
So
part about talking to humans is acknowledging that they are emotional creatures. So part of the PR should have been, we're taking this moment at the release of Captain Marvel to remember Stanley and all he gave the world. Thank you so much, Stan. And then you just drop the link. Like,
so I mean, it even says there that it's powered by his company and hashtag Team Stan. But so it's like, and I think that was up there. A lot of that was up there before he even died.
what is that banner?
And
Why does
Omar
he have
doesn't
like
follow
anime
him.
fan art all crowded around him?
I mean, it's yeah, whatever they. I don't know. I
Is
feel
that a
like,
My Hero Academia
I get-
character? What's
It
listen?
is honoring him.
I get why people are jarred by this, but you should hold on to your butts. In the wise words of Stanley, hold on to your butts, because this is the way it's going to be as more and more famous people with legacies like this continue to die.
Well, it's like, you know how SNL just had that sketch where if you die on the toilet, you can press a button in your last breath and it shoots you into your bed.
Oh, that's nice.
It's pretty kind of funny.
springboard
But
you?
like everyone should have a kill switch on their.
I mean, like this is fine. These are like, oh, memories of Stan. Totally cool, and they're probably double downing on this sort of stuff now, where they're like, sorry. Oh,
Well,
look,
probably. By the way, they've probably hashtag Team Stan has probably been working on this programming for the last 5 years, preparing for his death.
yeah, it's shame his death got in the way of their promos.
I'm just saying, like, but ultimately, if Captain Marvel does well and he's an EP or whatever, or his trust or whatever has stake in it, then they have stake in Captain Marvel doing well. So it makes sense that they would tweet out something to promote Captain Marvel.
I
like,
what
You got to put coins in the meter, though.
the thing that makes me always lose a little bit of faith in humanity is when he passes and people shed a tear, and then they look over at that 3 million number and they go, "It's a lot of Twitter followers. We should do something with that." Like it's you're putting business before human.
here's the thing. I
Feelings
found it
and
more jarring
suffering.
that he was in the movie itself.
It made sense.
I found
Well,
it more
he's going to be
jarring.
in Endgame too.
I find
Is he?
it way more jarring that he is making appearances in movie, with the exception of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, because he had he wasn't just a cameo shoved in there. It was an impactful moment that actually had something to do with the story. It's one of the few cameos that's actually any of his cameos that has any sort of worth. Now it feels even worse shoved into these movies because he doesn't need to be there. You don't need to constantly remind me that you were like, this guy's gonna die soon, so we should film 1,000 things with him. Like every time I see him in something after he's dead, it will now be me going, they knew he was gonna die. That's why they filmed that bus scene 4 years ago. Like
Too mad about
I
Stanley.
don't know. It's weird to get mad about this. Also, this would be more jarring to me if it was, I'm so happy Captain Marvel landed in Hollywood. Because he's not. He's dead. He doesn't know. Like he didn't see it.
I feel like
I'm sure he saw a screener.
the three of us. So you don't think there's a more tactful way to do this? You're
think
fine with it,
I'm not shook by it. Let's put it that way.
but you don't think it could be more tastefully done.
I think you should just prepare yourself. This is the road that we are going to go down as social media and human brands
So
become a
if
thing.
I die, and
I'm
then,
absolutely going to tweet out
and
about
then
Captain
no,
Marvel
but
from
like
your account.
Rooster Teeth is like okay, we own this property at the Elise Twitter. You know, we're gonna tweet out like it's June 1st. Don't forget to crush pussies like Elise would have wanted.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think that's
Which is what I would have wanted.
does want that a
but-
lot.
I think that
Nevertheless.
I think the difference though is that I don't believe some corporation is just puppeteering his account after his death.
Keep scrolling, Omar. There's some great fan art.
Yeah.
My theory is probably more that he set up a will and trust such that the Stanley brand and POW Entertainment can continue making money
For his family.
For his
Yes.
family after he dies. So my counter would be, you say to me, I want you to tweet out, hey, it's Tuesday, crush puss on my behalf or whatever, like even though you're dead. So that way I can pay for Benson's dog food.
That's what I say on my deathbed.
I would be okay. I would be like, okay, I'm fine with that.
Hold on.
All right, we're looking at funny GIF replies.
Yeah, no, there's someone did some fantastic fan art. I don't know why it's not showing up. Maybe they deleted it, but it's
Well, Omar's logged in, so it's sorting.
But they're upset about this one, but none of the other ones?
there was
well, the other ones are more tasteful.
yeah.
Are they though?
Yeah.
They're the same thing. They're just trying to further his brand.
Wording, like,
Look at Thanos.
you can't tell people to think
so
like robots
upset.
because they don't. And this is something that I've struggled with a lot because I think like a robot. And I also go out of my way to try and cynically view the world sometimes to a fault, I think. Oh, Jesus Christ. The Weekend of Bernie's
Yeah,
one?
yeah. Well, no, there's one where it's
Oh my God.
it's yeah.
Disney and Marvel puppeteering it. Oh no.
I mean, there's one with Mickey Mouse, like his hand up inside Stanley, being like, "Hey kids, be sure to check out."
Sorry, what were you saying though?
just, that Okay, so sure. Stanley as a personality and as a figure, and because of his cameos, there was obvious craft in how he appeared and how he was conveyed to the public. And it was used in service of Marvel and the way that they package movies and all that. That you have an adorable grandpa who tells you awesome stories when you're tucked into bed, a very never-ending story. Oh, shit. That's a zombie stand up. Holy crap. That's, boy, there's flies and everything.
Yeah.
Excelsior.
I do think it's funny, though, that someone would reply to this with, like,
Very
this is their way of
distasteful art.
conveying,
Yeah.
how dare you shit on this guy's legacy. By the way, here's a drawing of him as a corpse.
Well, I think
I mean, that's kind of what they're
Sorry,
doing,
go on,
though.
Lauren.
I think the future, James, is not that the illusion is shattered. It's that people get better at maintaining the illusion. So Stanley dies, but his Twitter account, through AI learning, keeps tweeting exactly like he did. And then also we have CG Stanley in every movie that is indistinguishable from the real thing,
Yeah.
keeping doing cameos.
At what point
and
does
then
it...
no one even
The
knows
thing
he's
that
dead.
drives me crazy, though, is he probably never tweeted.
Probably not.
Sure, probably not.
So whoever's the guy,
Yeah.
the same person who was doing it before is now doing it now.
you're
I mean,
going
it's the power
down.
of myth.
Well,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
it's all about, right?
You're
You
going
believe in
down
a
a-
figure that's not real. People believe in Superman.
I just think it's funny to think that this is the turning point.
Well, it's the illusion
So many
shattered.
people loved his cameo in Captain Marvel. They loved it.
I thought it was pretty
They
good.
thought it was great.
I thought it was,
I thought it was
He was
nice
being, by the way,
callback.
there was a Disney hand up his ass for that whole thing. He didn't know where he was or what he was doing. They probably filmed it around the time he was being elderly abused. Like
Jesus.
I'm gonna say, like,
This is the
it's so
equivalent-
weird to get hung up on that.
People are sentimental. It's
Yeah.
this is like pounding the table during Thanksgiving dinner and insisting that God's not real.
Yeah, like you're telling
seems
people
like a
they
leap.
can't have
That's a bit of a leap.
I'm not
an
saying they
emotional
can't have
attachment
it.
to something,
I didn't
or they
say-
can't.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying I'm so surprised that they're shocked that it would tweet a completely broad general message about a red carpet for a Marvel thing. That's why. It's not like it expressed a Stanley opinion at all.
I wasn't
tweet-
shocked. Yeah, I wasn't surprised either. I was like, it's a corporate account. But I can see why other
Yeah,
people
exactly.
would have
I
not seen
don't
that.
think it's surprising, and I think any of us that can look behind the curtain and see that there's a corporate entity that was previously involved prior to his death, we can all go, okay, well, things are just carrying on business as usual. But doesn't mean that it could be done with more taste, is the question. And yes, that's something that they should going forward know in how they're conducting this account.
What if everyone had to do a tasteful version of that Captain Marvel tweet? What would it be?
I already threw out a few. So
Yeah,
I can do it again.
I said something along the lines of like a historic moment for comic books today. Wouldn't have been here without all the hard work Stanley put in today. Today we, as always, you remember him. Rest in peace, Stan. Something
Yeah,
like
or
that.
something like-
just something showing that like, hey, cool, comic book movies are a thing and they're huge today. Like maybe
Yeah.
not do the red carpet premiere. Probably be like.
Or it could be, we wish Stan could be here to see the love on the wet red carpet. Thankfully, his family is able to be there in his stead. Like, I think there's...
Or are they? We didn't check.
I just-
Money.
I just didn't
They
see that.
took the money and ran.
I guess
the flight.
my big thing is I didn't see the tweet and think Stanley wrote it or someone was trying to make it seem like Stanley
all know
wrote
he
it
didn't
because
write it.
it wasn't phrased in any
It
sort of way.
looks like he wrote it. I'm
it
just saying.
doesn't.
That's his handwriting.
I'm just saying.
It expresses
I-
expresses no opinion.
This is me. I'm scrolling through,
yeah.
going through, and then there's a retweet where it says the real Stan Lee. Well, my brain goes, didn't he die? Why is he tweeting?
Well-
and then I read this and go, well, that was poorly done. That's
bad
where my
one.
brain goes. I'm just saying I didn't go, yes, corporations and greed. Moving on. Like it was like maybe don't make it look exactly like Stanley with his face, and it says the real Stanley, and then it's verified
Hey.
being like, hey kids, buy tickets.
You can also unfollow him,
I don't follow.
and then you never have to see it ever again.
Omar doesn't follow him, clearly.
I don't know.
Bold
I mean,
Omar.
like, to
I
me, this
unfollowed
is-
as soon as he died.
This is such a. That's smart though. So now Omar's never going to be disappointed to see that he's still tweeting.
Well, now that he's been
I
looking at his count
to me,
over and
if it
over,
was
it's
like
gonna be-
the red carpet looks amazing, or like it literally, it's just the most.
Yeah, it's not written from the
bland.
first person
There's no opinion. There's no voice.
Stan loved red.
Like it's to me, it would be weirder if it was like, if only Stan Lee could have seen this red carpet premiere. So like that,
that.
to me seems like, so I just thought what you said, but I'm just saying like
They have
this was
sliders
just
in the green room,
most
Stan's
bland.
favorite burger.
This is the most bland thing. This is honestly like what we tweet when we have to hashtag add something.
Well, it's soulless, and I think that's what people are reacting to. They're used to him being a lovable grandpa.
Yes, but it wasn't him.
And if he, but
I'm
people
guessing.
suspend disbelief. That's
Yeah.
what it's all about.
I know.
I'm
but
guessing
I do
when he
too
was-
when it comes to this.
I'm guessing when he was alive, people would go, oh, okay, okay, cool. Someone's using his account, but it's the fact that he's passed on and they're still using it for this stuff that you go, maybe don't do that
For a little bit.
for a while until you sort of maybe rebrand it as like the memory of Stan Lee or something. Or
I still think his integration into the movie was more awkward.
really,
Stan Lee.
Stan probably
There.
was like, yeah, I know I'm good. He knew he was ancient as fuck. He's probably like, I want to be in as many cameos as I can get for you before I go.
Yeah, and he
Like-
probably also said, make sure my Twitter keeps going and generating money for POW
Tell him about the red
Entertainment, so
carpets.
That way my family can keep making money.
I remember a weird anecdote. I went to see like Troy Baker and Nolan North have like a Let's Play channel, Retro Replay or something. They did a live show that Alana DJ'd, and that's why I went. I also like Nolan North and Stanley. Sorry, Troy Baker. Anyway, Nolan North told some story about how he was at a motion capture studio, and they brought Stan Lee in, and Stan Lee like put on all the dots, and he just like went like the Incredible Hulk, Captain America, just like read them all off and digitized his voice and his face. And then they were like, "What is it? Was that for a game?" And he's like, "No, now the world will always have Stan Lee." I was like, "Oh, that's."
Yeah.
I think this is how the barriers of death break down, and this is one of the weird like bumps in the road.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I didn't watch someone did that like deep fake of Robin Williams as like on the Will Smith genie. And I didn't watch it because I was like, I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see
that makes
either.
me feel
You know?
weird.
But
Yeah.
with the deep fakes and the Twitter accounts, where when do we get to that point where a major celebrity dies and they keep it so quiet for so many years,
Or was never alive in the first
It's like
place.
Paul McCartney.
kind of.
When
I'm
it
waiting
comes
for the
to
Simone.
mind.
But this is more realistically probably going to
Yeah.
happen.
Oh, when he was a space hologram for Destiny.
Yeah, we're like, so there's so many people, I guess we're sort of included in this, where they have no value to the planet and they're influencers, right? And they just have a following. So what happens when someone's nest egg dies and they go, keep it quiet, keep it real quiet. And then it's just sort of like, I love this shampoo. And everything's a deep fake and an old photo.
Yeah.
And then people are gonna probably start questioning like, that's the same photo of you, but it looks like you've been cropped out and now you're at on the Bahamas. What? I'm confused. But that is probably going to happen in our lifetime where
Yeah,
someone
absolutely.
is Weekend at Bernie's
Yeah.
digitally.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
I agree.
It's when it drives you to.
I mean-
hold on. I know the word for this.
What?
Solipsism.
Solipsism.
Yeah.
Is that from Neuromancer?
Solipsism. Sorry.
I just think it's unfair to say that Disney is manipulating Stanley from the grave when Lawrence has already posed an example of him going to Disney and saying like, put your hand up my ass. Like, I want to keep providing entertainment well on into the future because I'm Stanley and that's how I've always
We'll
been.
talk about some lighter Marvel news, but
thought this was the
first,
light Marvel
just some words from our sponsor, Stamps.com. No one has time to go to the post office, okay? Not me, not any of you guys here. We're busy. We don't have time for traffic, for parking. That's why we need Stamps.com, one of the most popular time-saving tools for small businesses. Stamps.com eliminates trips to the post office and saves you money with discounts that you can't even get at the post office, okay? Stamps.com is going to bring you all the amazing services of the USPS right to your computer. Sending invoices, shipping out products. Even if you're a big warehouse sending out packages all day, Stamps.com can handle that with ease for you. Use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send. Once your mail is ready, just hand it to your mail carrier or drop it in a mailbox. It's that simple. And with Stamps.com, you get 5 cents off every first-class stamp and up to 40% off priority mail. Not to mention, it's a fraction of the cost of those expensive postage meters. It's a no-brainer, saving you time and money. So right now, our listeners get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale without any long-term commitment. Just go to Stamps.com and click on the microphone at the top of the page and type in dude. That's Stamps.com. Enter dude. Thank you, Stamps.com.
Miss you, Stamps.
We miss you, Stamps. Stamps Lee.
Stamps Lee.
I was looking at it. I think Stanley had 2 daughters. It's kind of unclear.
Robot daughters, born to tweet.
Well, I think one of them was accused of elderly abuse. but
Uh-oh.
One of them,
I mean-
one of them 68 years old.
You can't be around an old person without abusing
Years
them a little
young. Well, Marvel has other stuff cooking. They've got a What If series in the works for Disney Plus.
That's a cool idea.
I thought it was really fun. So if you're unfamiliar with the What If comics, they are launched in 1977 and have run onward since then. And it's basically Marvel's way of saying, like, what if our characters were in different situations? What if the X-Men died on their first mission? What if Spider-Man saved Gwen Stacy? What if...
Isn't there like a What If Punisher kills the entire Marvel universe? I remember
Probably.
that one.
What if Iron Man was trapped in the time of King Arthur? Awesome. One of them.
It's a big what if.
But it's going to be an anthology series. This is all reported.
This is all animated.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But to me, sometimes this stuff can feel like glorified fan fiction. But I actually think it's really fun.
Know what comic books are.
Yeah, exactly.
They're rebooted every 5 to 10 years, sometimes every year anyway. Like Old Man Logan is a total what if.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Basically everything is a what if. And the only difference is sometimes there's an event from a mainline story that turns it into it, like Age of Apocalypse or like different things. There's like a what if, and then they just do whatever they want to for 6 months, and then they have to what if themselves back into the timeline.
Spider-Verse was a giant what if.
Yeah.
Even though I know it's based on a comic book, but multiverse theory, which allows you to do so many different things. And it's great. It is such a fantastic way of like, well, what if Spider-Man got fat?
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. It's kind of a shame.
The first question on your mind.
The only thing is,
like
it's
Spider-Man wiggling his
as
belt.
an animated series,
Look
I
it up,
guess we'll
Omar.
have to see how it goes because there already kind of are. There's a ton
I
of
mean,
Marvel animated films that come out, like Hulk versus
Between
Thor
Marvel and
stuff.
DC, it's like that's where you can kind of run aground with
Those are-
like
What do they call
different
in DC? It's
ideas that
Elsewhere?
aren't mainline.
Oh,
They call-
maybe,
I think
know.
that's their,
Is
but
that
there's
their
like
series.
Yeah, there's always like the fun like one-offs, or maybe they've continued. I don't know, but like Flashpoint, I think was one of them where Flash goes, he runs so fast, he goes back in time. What are you doing? Oh,
What if?
What?
for like 20 minutes. It was something where like Flash, he stops the death of his mom or something like that, and then because of that, he doesn't have any powers or anything like that. They did an animated version of it. It's actually pretty good.
It's like Red Sun and stuff like that.
Yeah, Red Sun. Oh, and then that version, I think it's Bruce Wayne's parents never get killed. Instead, Bruce Wayne dies. So Thomas Wayne takes up and he's real angry and he just kills everyone. And it's like, oh shit.
That's cool.
I
Kind
think
of,
that those are always really fun, and this will be interesting because it's only coming to Disney Plus. Oh,
Is
look
that
at
fun?
Look at Fat Flash
Yeah,
too.
show Fat Flash because they grind on each other. It's great.
I'm curious how they're
Yeah.
going to really make this
Yeah, look at him go.
stand out amongst
Well,
the other animated films.
Maybe they consult Funhaus.
What? No.
There's,
We're not
looks like
brand
there's a
safe.
big group that got the Phantom down here.
Oh yeah, and it's got the mom from Family Circus who is apparently smoking hot.
Oh my God.
Yeah, look at her go.
Wow.
Huh.
Yep.
I like the Phantom's moves.
I know that
God.
history has taught us that the comedian killed JFK.
It's true.
But what if it was the Hulk with a
What
sniper
if?
rifle?
What if
he was the
indeed?
grassy knoll.
Sometimes he does wear that trench coat and hat.
Wait, what is this? What is this hot dog? Click on that. I want to see Venom and Spider-Man pounding back dogs.
Cool.
Get in there, Spider-Man.
That's cool.
Save the galaxy. Oh, come on. They're not even doing anything.
It's like the video James sent us of the man who did the most pull-ups in the world.
Yeah,
And it's
world
the
record.
It's the worst thing in the world.
304 pull-ups
That's
in
what
45
if,
minutes without touching the ground again.
What if Spider-Man wasn't bitten by a radioactive spider, but instead did a lot of rock climbing and is good at pull-ups?
That was a great movie detail I saw someone posted where they said, no, I know it wasn't. It was garbage. They said, if you look closely, you can see in Spider-Verse that Peter's got some scales on him because they're implying that he was lizard. Also, moments before, there's a giant shadow of him as a lizard, and it's in the comic books. So
Yeah. It literally showed him transform from a lizard into a man.
What an implication.
it is implied.
Is this where you wanted this conversation
Well, I
to
thought
go?
maybe because I felt Stanley was going to get kind of heavy, and he did.
A bit.
And it did. And I thought we could try to come up with some of our own what ifs for Marvel.
What ifs
I
that
need
haven't
that
already
one.
been whatified?
Okay. What if Stanley didn't die?
What if Stanley left in his will that he wanted someone after his death to comment on how the red carpet existed, and not
that's-
even looked,
And
but
that's
existed.
his, that's his pinned
Yeah,
tweet.
about an
to
hour
Captain
runtime,
Marvel,
3
yeah.
ad spots.
yeah.
Okay, I can see it.
What
Marvel
I guess-
universe?
Yeah, what hasn't been done?
I was gonna
That's
say
the rough
anything
part.
we come up
Simpsons-
with will already have been.
I thought about this, like what if Spider-Man were entirely mechanical? Like if he has like spring-loaded grapple hooks that he has to shoot out and he's like way slower.
Doc Ock.
A little bit, yeah. Huh.
Cyber Spider kind
Whoops.
of.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really. I don't know. The lines blur because like Iron Man is theoretically entirely mechanical, but it's nanomachines. So the worlds of comics get so wiggly. What if Doctor Strange were an actual doctor?
What if the X-Men?
What if he were what if he were like Mysterio? Oh,
What if Beast, instead of having hands for feet, had feet for hands?
now we're talking.
What if the X-Men were also the real world cast?
Ooh.
So you got to watch like the teens and the X-Men. Well, no, you probably don't watch teens.
That's sort of the plot of the opening to Civil War, the comic book.
Oh yeah.
It starts out as
Yeah,
a reality
true.
TV show.
That's cool.
Kind of, but it's
I've
what is it?
never
The
read that.
Thunderbolts? No,
No.
Someone. It's like
that's Ross's.
It's like the new X-Men or something like that, and they're like,
But they're
"We're
shitty."
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, we're the cool young guys, awesome. And then this guy's like, I'm gonna blow up a skull. They're like, no, wait, and they blow up the whole skull, and they're like, yeah, we need to do something about this.
It's all on live TV.
What if Peter Parker was blind, so he's not a photographer?
Does the spider sense still work?
But you think?
Well, he gets
Oh.
the spider
photographers?
senses, and then he doesn't.
You're like, what is that? And then you get hit by a car.
And what if Daredevil has 8 eyes?
I thought you could say AIDS.
he has 8.
So
Yes.
Daredevil has the compound eyes of a spider. Well, he's called Daredevil. Spider-Man can't see and can't stick to walls and is just blind.
While we're on the subject of dragging a corpse through the mud, what if we do a fun Beatles X-Men where it's like a Yellow Submarine, but it's the Beatles as the X-Men?
So like Paul McCartney.
Yeah,
I
and
like
Paul
the
McCartney
movie
says
Yellow
yes.
Submarine?
Yeah, remember how like trippy it was and weird, but
Yeah.
like it's like
So-
imagine there was a conversation that happened back then. We said we want you guys to be the voices and the personalities of the X-Men who are in these comic books, and they also made all these crazy
Except that
demands.
the Beatles weren't even the voices of the Beatles in Yellow Submarine.
Were they not?
No, they got
didn't know that.
impersonators.
That blows
I didn't know
my
that either,
mind.
actually.
Holy shit!
I watched it once and I didn't care for it.
It's not good.
I mean, it's of its time.
Yeah, Help is way
It's an
better.
experiment.
I know you have to be in a weird mindset
Yeah,
to
high.
appreciate it. If you like blue meanies,
I just want to see more Spawn.
I was thinking Spawn. There was
you're
a
McFarlane.
fucking wicked Batman versus Spawn comic that came out when I was in high school. It's dope as shit. I remember that. I want to see that animated. I mean, on this note, I remember DC does a lot of animated work in that what if territory, so it feels like Marvel's just kind of taking a page out of their book.
But Marvel's been doing it too. Like
Yeah?
if you went on Netflix, there
No, I
was
guess
like
you're right, yeah.
Hulk versus Wolverine. Like they're just like these weird one-off animated films. So I'm curious what they're gonna do to really make these stand out.
I'm curious how much budget they're going to put behind it, because a lot of those animated shows are just, boy, they just crank.
I saw one piece of speculation that was like, well, maybe now that some of the actors that are in Avengers, now that they won't be reprising their roles, can do voiceover in the animation. And I'm
That's
like, are you
right.
crazy?
No way.
Like, the whole beauty of animation is they can voice match. Like, there's no way.
Yeah,
they're
and
running.
they're also taking work away from those hardworking voice actors who professionally sound like other people.
you can
Yeah.
only trick them if you were like Chris Evans, Chris Pratt, some kid needs cancer and needs you to read all these lines.
Some kid needs cancer.
or whatever. The only way you could do it, you could stop his cancer if you dress up like this and read all these lines exactly. Several takes, please.
What
Fandom-
if Uncle Ben hit Aunt May, and so it wasn't that sad that he got
Oh my
killed?
gosh.
Well, Spider-Man killed him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Defending
Spider-Man
his-
did it.
Made it look like a mugger did it, but because he wanted to protect Aunt May.
He's also sleeping with
What if
Aunt
J.
May.
Jonah Jameson was woman?
What? I just want to get right. Sure. When
Spicy.
That is one thing they haven't done.
Is that
and I'm-
technically incest? Sleeping with your aunt?
what? Yeah.
Yes, it absolutely is.
Yeah, because it's in your family tree.
I got there. It just took me a second.
Hey, Mom, is it okay if I sleep with your sister? Yeah,
We're
Aunt,
not that related.
Aunt May. Yeah.
Only a little related.
Half the same genetic material.
Oh my gosh. Game of Thrones spoiler.
No.
But I'm super excited for Game of Thrones to be back. But and if you haven't watched Game of Thrones
if Iron Man
at
and
this
Game of
point,
Thrones?
I mean I don't know what to tell you, but
What are you trying to say?
you know this because you read the books.
Oh, okay.
Benjen Stark is the only family member of Jon Snow that is like his relationship to him remains unchanged. He's still Benjen Stark, his uncle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah. Because of his.
Like even if
Yeah,
if,
yeah.
Think.
if Ned Stark's not his father,
I see. Well, like in law, though, right? Or not
No.
genetically.
Yeah, genetically.
if his mother is
yeah.
Ned Stark's sister.
Oh, yeah,
And-
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, I can't.
Some people were waiting for Winds of Winter for that to be confirmed, you son of a bitch.
She's on the Free People subreddit.
I'm on the free folk all the
Free folk,
time
yeah.
because we do not kneel. The other ones, the Song of Ice and Fire, those are a bunch of kneelers. We don't do that in the Free Folk subreddit.
What does that translate to? What is kneeling in Reddit terms? How does that take?
Oh, you don't want to read leaks. You don't want to see spoilers.
I see, that's
you
kneeling.
kneel.
Oh,
yeah,
you
that-
kneel.
The Game of Thrones subreddit sucks because you can't say anything without 6 different spoiler tags.
Yeah, you'll get banned.
And that's why they started Free Folk, which
Yeah,
is a
we
much
said,
better
no.
subreddit.
No, give us the leaks.
Give us the freedom.
It's been a week for fandom though. Like I don't know if you guys saw the whole hubbub about Luke Skywalker and Han Solo. Like people
Yeah.
seeing like there was a picture going around or something of like Mark Hamill and.
What happened?
Harrison Ford
Do you know
hugging.
that picture I'm talking about, Omar?
They were hugging, right?
Yeah, I was like,
I'm gonna.
And then someone was like, "This is what we could have had."
yeah.
You want to talk
Oh.
about Han Solo? I came to a disastrous realization when I was watching Furious 6 again over the weekend.
Please tell me more.
Han from Fast and Furious has a name.
Is it an homage to Han Solo?
It's literally Han Solo. His name is Han SEOUL-OH. His actual name is Han Solo or Solo Han.
How does that make you feel?
It
That you
gave
didn't
me-
notice it more than anything.
Is this what you're talking about?
Would his
Yeah.
mouth be open all weird like that?
What does it say here?
Meh.
What is this?
That's a 7-Eleven receipt.
It's his
Condoms.
will that says, "When I die."
Keep going.
Yeah, take my
Tweet
Twitter
about- tweet
account.
about
Don't
the
forget
red
to at
carpet.
me.
Yeah.
Just don't make any opinions.
George can tweet whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Or Mickey Mouse or whatever it is.
I don't understand. I thought so.
No, I see, but there's the tag underneath. The commentary left was what a Han and Luke reunion might have been like.
Well,
sort
sure,
of
but-
throwing shade at the.
But as much as people like to bag on Force Awakens for being a New Hope knockoff, the fact that Han Solo died meant it wasn't. That was the timeline bending and changing. So, I mean, sure, whatever.
Well,
but I
it was like
appreciate
Ben
that they were doing
Kenobi.
something different, huh?
It was like the Ben Kenobi, except you had known him better.
I guess that's
There's
true.
a different
but-
relationship,
I
I
don't-
think, with the audience.
I don't
But
know.
I mean, in terms of them both being like carbon copies,
yeah.
I think that was that same Ben Kenobi. But I mean, that's a trope. That's like a structure of
Yeah,
like a
the Greeks have
fantasy
been doing it
novel
for a
like,
while.
Yeah,
You will never appease anyone when it comes to Star Wars because you get the one side, which is you're making it too similar, but then there's obviously 227,000 people who hit a heart, on Twitter, basically saying, "Oh, wouldn't it have been nice if these two old men hugged?"
So let me ask this, because yeah, whenever Stanley was on Twitter, to bring it back there,
Yeah.
it did always seem kind of planned and like he has an assistant that's right. It feels like Mark Hamill's actually running that account. I could be wrong.
No,
Probably
yeah,
am.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
I think
he responds
yeah.
to people authentically and stuff like that. So to me,
As
I
the
would
Joker
be
sometimes too.
yeah, and he's really good at it and really personable and very personal. I would actually be much more offended if Mark Hamill's account kept tweeting after he died.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Unless
Once Warwick Davis gets his little hands on it.
he can't read, Mark's just holding the
Be
phone.
sure to follow my best friend.
I think, yeah, in that scenario, what may happen is if Mark Hamill's like his health is declining, maybe he writes this long note saying, "Look, I'm putting all of this into an estate. Like it won't be me anymore, but this is a way for me to live on, and actually in life can tell everyone what will happen after his passing."
Sure.
Which I don't want to think about.
I mean, I think part of it too is the difference between Mark Hamill and Stan Lee is that Mark Hamill is kind of an actor and
Yeah.
a personality, whereas Stan Lee is a creator and he is like the god of 1,000 universes in a lot of ways, and that was even reinforced ever since this Marvel revival. Like they were like, we are placing him as a god literally in our universe to appear as one of
yeah.
the Watchers,
He's one
and
of the-
like all over this place. He's literally integrated into it. So I think I think the difference between Mark Hamill as a brand and Stan Lee as a brand kind of feel a little different,
Yeah.
But I think some people still have that perception of that Stanley Twitter account where
Yeah.
they're sort of just passively looking at it, but then when they see,
Obviously they do.
when they see corpse #ad, they go, "What?"
Yeah.
It's a little jarring.
I understand that it's jarring. I'm just saying I wasn't shook by it.
because you're a reasonable adult and
No,
a
I just,
psychopath.
I just, to me, my big thing is it didn't express an opinion. And when you express an opinion for someone who is dead, that seems weird.
Sure, which people do all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and they go, "They would have loved this." And it's like, don't fucking speak for me.
Yeah.
so
I'm dead.
I'm sure everybody's already ahead of this. I'm behind the times as evidenced by my question about ants. But He said that he wrapped filming on episode 9, right? So he's going to be in it in some form or fashion, like Blue Ghost Jedi or
Probably Ghost
Hamill?
Jedi.
Flashback
Yeah.
Ghost. Yeah.
I don't know.
Fire.
He can still
Jedi.
hug.
Yeah.
He's gonna be waving at the campfire.
I guess Han wasn't a Jedi Master, so he probably can't transcend into ghost form.
There
But
was-
maybe they can still hug.
There was that leaked script where it says it's like exterior day. Mark Hamill, Luke, wakes up from a dream and goes, "Wow, it was all a dream." Yeah, and then and Ray goes, "It's like the Last Jedi never happened." And they nod, and then they continue on with life.
And then
The
just
absolute worst thing they could do with the next movie is not
retcon
try-
it somehow?
Yeah, is not take what was left with Last Jedi and build from it.
I don't know if they have time.
the stakes have never been higher.
That-
So it's weird. I feel like people being mad at Last Jedi theoretically resulted in Solo doing very poorly. But do you think it's going to result in Episode 9 doing even better because everyone's like, what the fuck are they going to do now? I don't know.
I think Solo kind of did itself in. I think it was a movie that people hadn't really asked for.
I guess you're right.
Like
yeah.
once you actually think about it, and I think also there's nothing like exciting about it.
How did Revenge of the Sith perform? I'm curious.
Really well.
compared
It's
to
one of the highest grossing
Attack of
movies
the
of all time.
Clones.
I think they all outdid each other.
Okay, because like Attack of the Clones is awful. I think we can all agree.
Yes,
it's
gosh.
terrible.
But I think
One of the
we all
worst.
saw it
But
as kids and went, "Wow, what an amazing
Even
movie."
then,
I
man.
did
I
not.
did.
I don't know.
I absolutely did. I went, "Oh my god!" I saw it in a digital theater. I was like, couldn't believe the special effects, the Jedi fight. It was a little underwhelming at parts, but I think I really loved it. Saw it again, went, "Oh, something's not right."
My
then
my two thoughts that I remember
thinking of
as
Dex.
a
Yeah.
young man watching Attack of the Clones were, why did everything feel so empty? It all felt like two actors walking through a completely empty space, and Dooku is terrible with a lightsaber.
Yeah, he's old.
Those are my two
And
reactions.
it looked a little dildo-y.
They were trying to compensate with
curves.
Yoda.
Yes.
I remember
like-
thinking
people
Natalie
fucking-
Portman looked pretty good in that cutoff thing. That
People
was pretty-
cheered for Yoda.
She got a little
people
claw mark.
lost their. Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith definitely had a higher lifetime gross than Clones. So like I think there's like a curiosity that comes with the final one.
Maybe.
Everyone's
So
like, we
I
want to
think-
see how it ends.
I think there is a.
I knew people who saw Return of the King that had not seen any Lord of the Rings.
I also think
strange.
Last Jedi was more of a deep. This is gonna sound dramatic, but more of a deep betrayal to Star Wars fans. Like I think people were kind of ready for Episode 2 after Episode 1. They kind of knew what George Lucas was gonna pull. But Episode 8 kind of directly contradicted some of the core philosophy of the entire series, and that's more of like I feel like it cuts deeper than just some shitty special effects and bad dialogue.
Could be people also burnt out.
Yeah.
There's also the nostalgia factor because. So Rogue One made sense because they're like it's like the old movies. Red Letter Media said it best. They're like it's like frosting without. It's like getting your dessert without eating dinner. It's just fluff. It's just extra. But you're like, oh, it's there. You can still enjoy it. But I think there is a phenomenon that happens with people whether you know it or not. It's like the Gao syndrome. I'm only saying that about God of War and Gears of War.
Oh,
So that all those sequels did well. Same with Halo. Like all those games did well. But when you have like a weird spin-off like ODST or Ascension or what was the weird Gears of War?
Judgment.
Yeah. When you have these ones, for whatever reason, I can't explain it, I don't have interest. Because I go, well, it's not part of the main story.
Yeah.
So like with Star Wars, when you say episode 9, something clicks on in my brain where I go, this one means something. When you go Solo, I go, pointless.
well, it's also divisible by 3, which is another weird human thing. 7s matter, 3s matter. Anything with a 4 on the end, no. It's strange. It's just a kind of a studied thing. So that's why they try not to put 4s on the end of stuff.
I think also for this one, it feels like this is an end, even though we know it's not because Disney bought this cash cow and they will continue stabbing it until more money comes out of
Stanley
it.
Padawan. He shows
Imagine it with
up.
a little brain.
Yeah.
It was like-
Once again, still confused by the title, Last Jedi. Kid moves broom at the end.
It wasn't a Jedi though.
He could choose to be.
No, you have to be trained. Okay?
By what? That,
Well, it's like
That
that's like,
almost
no,
got
well,
me
it's
bad
like
in the
that rule goes out the window anyway too, because then they're like, Luke's too old.
it's
Dang
like
it.
how Lawrence is a warrior, but he's not a Marine.
Thank you. Well,
Like Lawrence was born a warrior,
Okay.
and will be a warrior no matter what. But until he actually like becomes a Marine, he's a Marine.
I've watched some YouTube videos.
the more they try to explain the Sith and Jedi, the more confusing it is.
Yeah.
Because they go, the Siths are about absolutes, but so are we. So
Well-
what's the difference? Not much.
I mean, I think if you take episode 6 of Scripture, a Jedi is somebody who recognizes that violence is not a solution. That violence just begets more violence. So
Here, take
Luke-
this lightsaber.
Yeah, well, I mean, he threw it down. That's the moment he became a Jedi.
But why did he have it in the first place?
Well, he has to defend himself, like every good American.
Just let these old men hug.
Yeah,
Am I
sorry.
right? Well, that brings us to our final sponsor, Candid. If you have problems with your teeth that you've always wanted to get fixed, maybe you want them straightened, you don't need to go through the hassle of long-term wire treatment braces. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong camera this whole time. Sorry, Candid. You can do it all from the comfort of your own home. It's a new company called Candid. Okay, and Candid is helping people gain confidence through accessible and affordable orthodontic care. All right, you can take this into your own hands, and you can also look to highly trained orthodontists to review each and every case and direct your entire aligner plan. This means straighter, brighter teeth in 6 months, costing 65% less than braces.
Wow.
Everything is delivered to you. We're talking white glove customer service here, people. Email, phone support. Candid's going to set up a video call to answer any questions you have. They're going to walk you through this whole modeling process, this modeling kit that's going to get sent to you to get these molds made, baby. They only use orthodontists, all right? Whatever other companies, they're using dental professionals. I don't know what that means. Candid's using orthodontists. They're going to send you these clear aligners right to your doorstep, customized for your crooked teeth, the gaps, the protrusions, the crowding, the bunching up. That's gone, thanks to Candid, okay? They're going to give you a 3D preview of what your treatment will look like, which is amazing. It's going to be an A before and after, okay? Having a real orthodontist is going to be the reason you love Candid. And it's going to be completely up to you if you try this plan and you move forward with it. It's going to be about an average of 6 months, and it's going to save you thousands. So take advantage of Candid's risk-free modeling guarantee. Use my dedicated link, candidcode.com/dude, and you'll save 25% on your modeling kit. That's candidcode.com/dude. 25% off this modeling kit, candidcode.com/dude.
You
Thanks for watching.
turned into Chelsea Peretti
Yeah.
halfway through that.
This could sell me anything.
Oh, thanks. I just, wanted to lay it down there.
I've never been more convinced.
Do you think
Thank
that
you.
while Mark Hamill was taking that photo, Harrison was saying like, just don't tweet anything about Star Wars, please? Like, tweet this out.
Wait, was Mark Hamill
He's like,
taking
tweet
this photo? He was
But he's
doing
like,
this?
He's like, please don't. Just
don't.
please don't mention
He's
Star
like,
Wars,
just not
please.
here at Stan's funeral.
It's really good seeing you here. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just keep. Can we
You're
keep
at the
this classy,
premiere, the
please?
beautiful red carpet for Captain Marvel. Please don't say it.
It's one of my favorite photos in the world. Someone posted the other day where it's like, it showed the guy taking the photo of the girl in the hot tub where it's like, to be an Instagram girl's boyfriend.
yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's not Mark Hamill with a selfie stick going, this is an intimate moment. It's his assistant or whatever, always snapping photos.
What's that thing down there, bottom right?
It looks like a podium with a mic on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean,
Oh, okay.
this looks like a cropped in version.
So that's Harrison Ford's speech.
That's his
Yeah.
speech.
Oh.
His eulogy.
He's like, which is why I'm retiring
I want
from
to thank
Star Wars.
Carrie for the blow.
Wait, which blow?
Until they pay me more money
Yeah.
to do it again, to be a Blue Force thing, or who
Puts on
cares?
his-
And if
Indiana Jones
anyone
hat.
needs weed shelves in their hot tubs, give me a call.
I'm not doing much.
I'm doing it again.
Do you guys consider yourselves the Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford of the digital YouTube age?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
don't
All right.
think
I could see parallels there.
Well, I mean,
Harrison
okay,
Ford
if-
wasn't a trained actor, right?
Are we going to compare ourselves to Star Wars characters?
Oh,
That makes sense.
I'm Size
I'm
Noodles.
Jabba.
Who?
Okay. That makes sense.
Size Noodles.
Is that the little kid that's also friend with Greedo from episode 1?
No,
Anakin's
but good
friend.
guess. No, it's the little guy who hangs up in the rafters at Jabba's palace and just laughs at people.
Oh, okay.
Salacious Crumb or whatever.
No,
Salacious.
he just said
salacious.
slice
Salacious
noodles.
Crumb is somebody else.
He's the one who laughs.
Oh,
though.
oops.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
He's-
Size Noodles is the one in the band. Wait, maybe.
How embarrassing for you.
Yeah,
I'm
this
the
is-
guy with the ice cream maker.
Oh, right. Sorry. Size Noodles is the singer. My bad. That was Salacious Crumb.
No, it's fine. I hate myself for knowing that. He's also in Labyrinth. Kill me.
Yeah. Let's see. Who would you be?
She said Java.
Oh, Java.
She got the soulful solo.
Did you know the barista or the coffee boy in episode 2, I think it was? It was credited as Java the Hutt. Which is a joke they
Jabba
stole.
the Cup would have been take a
That's
step
way
further.
better. What's Ice Cream Maker's name? Ice Cream Man?
They gave him a whole backstory.
Oh, yeah.
He's never
Daxon
been
Bragg
bad.
or something like that?
He's bad. What are you, James?
Probably that one bounty hunter droid that you fight in the trash.
Oh,
trash
IG-88.
cans and
No.
Shadow as Empire.
He was in Empire.
Bring back.
For 1 minute standing there, and then they're like, "What's his story?"
Wilbur Hood.
You
There
know,
we go.
you know what's going to happen at the
Wilbur.
end of this episode 9? Kyle Katarn will walk out,
Which is really one
and
of the
everyone will
same
go,
as
"Who?"
Baker.
How dare you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan.
They retconned his ass out.
Yeah.
He didn't steal the Death Star plans. No. And then become a Jedi.
Bring
like
back
everybody else.
Dash Rendar, you cowards.
Yeah.
And
I
his-
want to know what the Outrider is up to.
Panty liner, I think it was called. I don't know.
Not the Millennium
Yeah.
Falcon.
It's the Millennium Falcon, but the cockpit's in an even weirder
Yeah.
place.
And then cut to Qui-Gon Jinn talking to a woman's racer.
Metachlorians.
War special. You shouldn't be here.
Lawrence, how's Inside Gaming doing?
It's great. It's busy. We have Smash news content going up every day. And then thought-provoking, in-depth features on the weekend. So go check that out at youtube.com/InsideGaming. We're already spinning up some E3 plans, so that'll be exciting.
Pretty exhausting day to day for you, though, huh?
It's busy, challenging, not a whole lot of downtime.
But
to
your
really collect my
metachlorians
thoughts.
are.
They're all over the place
Firing.
these days. I go into the
directions.
Yeah, you guys think I'm doing blood sugar tests, but it's really metachlorian counts every couple of hours.
My
And then
Jedi duck, get out.
Yeah.
that's why I run to the kitchen and get one of those kind bars because my metachlorian count's too low and I start getting real crabby.
But then you drop it, and it creates a mess on the floor, and then you have to use a broom with your mind to clean it all up.
The kid's going to be a Jedi. He's going to be the new Hayden Christensen.
At the end, I'm calling it now. At the very end of episode 9, they're gonna think that they're gonna die. Kylo Ren is about to strike down Finn, Poe, and Rey.
Warwick Davis is there.
Well, no, he's already been killed. He's like Dobby. He pops up and then dies, and you're
Okay.
like, "Who's that?" And then he's about to strike them down, and then there's gonna be a shot, and you go, "Oh!" And it's gonna pan down. There's gonna be a hole in his chest. He falls forward. It's the kid.
I'm going to say Peter Mayhew.
No, it's the kid. He saved them. And then they go, "Thank you. Will you be our king?" And then they recreate the very end of A New Hope with the kid walking down.
Kill me.
Da-da-da.
Oh, and then Boss Nass is the one. He's,
Yeah,
He's new
he's
Princess
giving-
Leia.
he's
He
new
goes,
Princess Leia.
Yusuf killed Kylo Ren.
That's the thing. Is Carrie Fisher still tweeting? Is her account still going? It's too late. We don't have to check.
She recorded her episode 9 stuff already. I appreciate that episode 8, and I promise this is not going to lead to another open
No,
statement.
that's fine.
I'm glad that it went to a place where I was like, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do now. So I hope episode 9, I hope it gets to the point where people are getting shot from off camera and then a boom goes into the frame
she
and somebody's
stopped,
like, cut, and then the camera pulls out and what the hell?
She stopped.
No, that's a pin tweet. Yeah.
Yeah, she stopped. That wasn't pinned.
Wait.
What is going on?
She loves
I mean,
those-
again, I guess this. How could you?
devolved into
theoretically,
How can you replicate
you
that?
can't. If this is the way Stanley tweeted, then I would be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
She was great.
Yeah.
She was.
Yeah.
She
still is.
That's another one of those people who she control. Are you trying to DM her? What are you doing?
Maybe she'll.
Omar trying to slide into those DMs.
Hey, girl.
When are we
What's
going to get a
going on?
Blumhouse movie about somebody that DMs a dead person and they DM back?
I feel like that already happened.
Yeah. it
Gotten
happened a lot.
gotten a lot of creepypastas
Yeah.
about that.
Friend zoned or whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
The dark web.
Seriously, pitch it and Blumhouse will go, here you go. Make 6 of them and call me tomorrow when it's done.
When
You
do
got
we,
$20,000 in a trailer.
When do we get our office painted?
I just sent them some swatches today
Can't
because
call it
you
that.
cowards wouldn't give me anything.
I
I
know that-
said, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I know that lately we had some miscommunication about what the rooms were named. So why don't we just get a giant stencil of the relative characters and have that floor to ceiling on
that's
the
a great
wall?
idea.
That's a
That's
good
not
idea.
a bad idea. We haven't, so we do internally call our
externally,
rooms.
too. It's also
We've only
external.
really
I mean, it
officially
seems
named
like
one.
I'm the only one who's been doing it accurately. Is how it feels.
Well,
Yes.
do you name them? We
Yes.
named all of our little offices
Yeah.
and recording rooms after American Gladiators.
Yes.
I didn't want to.
where
best
we
American
work,
Gladiators.
I didn't
where
wanna
we
spoil
work
it.
is called Laser after
Yeah.
the best American Gladiator.
Well, so the
Wait,
other.
I thought Malibu would be your favorite.
Malibu. We know Malibu isn't my favorite. He gave it up. All right?
Yeah.
First of all, he was just a
Oh,
beefcake.
he's not ripped right
He was
now.
just a
Yeah, that's
beefcake.
true.
Laser stayed ripped.
Okay, fair. I forgot about this. I thought it was just in the moment that we
I
cared
can
about.
hear Elisa's eyes rolling. in the
Yeah.
mic.
So laser's the room we work out of. And then there's a room that's maybe 3 times the size where all of the producers and editors are in because we can't actually work together.
Like a big loft space.
It's a big loft space. Titan is the name of that room, even though I don't know that they accurately refer to it as Titan, but it's called
All the
Titan
time. All the time.
because of its massive size.
The multicam room where you might
Just like
see
Titan.
a GTA multicam or Red Dead shot in is called what?
Lace, because
Lace.
it's sleek and it's sexy.
The single
then-
cam room where demo disc
Yeah.
is.
Is recorded, and other single cam videos like it is Gemini.
Just realized lace, if you look at it, is rather Ionic because it's got the stripe and the twos on the side there.
Perfect. And then it's called Gemini because we have the option to record both that way, and then when we do live streams or E3 coverage or charity things, we can turn it so it basically has 2 faces, just like the twins Gemini.
Yep.
And then there's also a sub office that Adam works out of. Which I only recently had to name. Wasn't an issue before.
Didn't have to.
But since it's not it's not a fully fledged office, it's a sub office within another office.
Adam kinda
I'm
looks like
calling it
Wolf.
2 Scoops.
Oh, right. Yes.
Named
I'm sorry.
after the greatest American Gladiators contestant of all time. Not
No,
former gladiator.
no female names.
Lace.
In the pictures I saw, Lace was a man.
Well,
Look, zoom. What about this?
Don't like my notes.
Don't leave them out.
I just had to check in with Arizona Circle. We're filming Arizona Circle soon, but it's been a process.
Saw
It's
some
going
of
to
the
get there. It's
props.
coming this summer.
Coming this summer.
Yeah, it's going to be there.
I'm really excited.
Before episode 9.
Hope
Yeah,
it goes
think
well
about
for
that.
everyone.
You may notice some channel changes as a result of filming in probably Dude Soup a little bit, and then Inside Gaming.
For sure, Inside Gaming.
Filmhouse too, probably.
Filmhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
regular
there's
stuff.
certain weekly content that you'll notice.
Not in a
Everything else,
bad
though,
way.
we've been killing ourselves to make sure you don't.
It'll just be different.
We'll be on
like
location.
Stan's Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, the same ad reads, just a different container.
But
We
no,
know
it's
that's why you come to
exciting.
this show.
I hope it's funny.
I giggle at the scripts already.
That's
So
good.
I'm really excited. I think you've killed it.
You
Thanks.
showed me a lot of phallic props today.
There are a lot of phallic props.
Like good looking
in the
ones
show.
though. Like that really long one. I was like,
Well, art
looking
director
good.
Chris Clayton is amazing. He's doing some
Yeah.
really, really
I'm
good
excited
stuff.
for it.
And it makes me it's really exciting when something that you've imagined and described, you get to see the physical
3
thing.
feet long.
Well, also, when you write something and you're like, man, it's gonna be so funny when they say no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like,
And
but then
it
Chris
actually-
Clayton
then it
somehow
keeps
does
going.
it.
Yeah.
how many days was it to shoot the pilot?
4 days.
And we're spending how many weeks on this one? 5?
No, we think we have 22 days, 23 days.
that math.
That means that every take you see in this show is going to be the first take.
And last.
It's good. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna
Yeah.
be
It's sort of like how they filmed what was that movie? The time travel one. Starts with a
Primer?
P. Yeah, Primer.
Braveheart?
Oh yeah. Over
Yeah.
the course of years.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. They're basically like we have one take go.
Yeah.
Well, before we wrap the show, I just wanted to show a clip from a video that's coming this weekend from Left Alive gameplay.
I'm really excited for
which
this.
I was cracking up when I was giving notes on it. It's really, you guys were really funny. The game is just fucking derpy. But Omar, if you'll roll a clip.
Wanzers. Why did it have to be Wanzers?
Dragon made him flex.
You call her driftwood. How I just bumped into the wall.
The drones looked as scared as you do.
Caution, the enemy is approaching.
Nope.
She pointed the gun at. Wow, shit! I ain't trained for this.
You got to.
Thwip.
Got him.
Nice. He's not really
He seems
stunned.
fine.
Oh, he reloaded. I don't know why he got shot. Oh! Jet. I don't think so.
All right, here we go. You check your hot zones.
Caution.
Oh, you're in a hot zone.
Smooth.
Smooth.
Where's the drone?
Gotcha.
Oh, toilet.
Hide in there.
Okay, take a shit. Okay, done. Oh, grab that can.
Oh, Adam.
Sacrifice yourself for a can.
Oh, fucking shit.
No, you can't jump through there.
You're trapped.
Barbed wire.
That's fine.
I don't think you were supposed to go this way.
What do you mean? There's no other way.
I think you're supposed to go through the slums.
The wind's just too big. You can't hit it with a rocket. She's doing it. Oh my gosh.
I'm fine.
Wow.
You got a hole blown in the middle of you.
I think I have to just walk slowly.
Wanzers wake up when they hear a woman scream, so.
You're bleeding, by the
Oh
way.
yeah, you need a hemostatic patch.
Yeah, I got those.
Wow.
Cool.
That's it. This is like when actors on a late night show and they show the clip and then it comes out of it. And it's like, oh, that's the audience claps, but there's no one clapping.
Stanley's tweeting.
That one's coming out this weekend?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Left Alive looks like a game. Check out the clip.
From Pow Entertainment.
We get so many views though. How much does it cost to buy a tweet from Stanley now?
That's a good question. We should find out.
We'll look into that.
Break up some budget.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching this. We're going into the post show now. So stay tuned.
Goodbye.
Seamless.
Bring back that Muppet.
Rahul, I was going to say Rahul doesn't want this because he already has his own personal stylist. It's a person that actually comes with him everywhere.
Yeah, my mum.
Oh. Your mom dresses you?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Your mom
She's
is
always
really good
encouraging.
taste.
She encourages color because I only have black t-shirts. So she's always like, you should wear that. It's red. Like, fuck off, bitch.